Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the CDB project. Of course, I'm your host, CDB. You are not. And today we're going to use a really fine cream. This is St. James of Mandarin and Patchouli. A really fine cream. A friend of mine last night was talking about St. James of London and how good it is and wondering why more people don't use it. And the only thing I can guess at is maybe they're not aware of it because it is a really fine cream, just as good as Castle Forbes in my view, just as good as Truefoot and Hill, which are more expensive than St. James of London. Anyway, we'll give that a go. We're going to use the very old ABC razor that was made for Gillette by the company ABC back in the early 1900s. So this is well over 100 years old. We will use that, and we'll use our Shave 8 ball. And of course, we've got the St. James of London lathered up in the finest lathering bowl in the world, bowl of the gods as I'm calling it, the timeless bowl. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after we wet the face and we'll get started. All right, and here we go with our St. James of London, Mandarin, and Patchouli, which has a really nice citrusy type scent, and of course you have the patchouli as well. But it comes together really beautifully. Good scent strength, easy to lather, plenty slickness, cushion, glide, and all that stuff. It really is a fine cream, and they make other products. I'm told their aftershaves and so on are quite good, although I haven't used them myself. I think I own most of the creams that they put out, and this is of course a good one. Again, I find it to be just as good as the more expensive Castle Forbes and Truefoot and Hill. At least that's my opinion. Try it, see for yourself. All right, here we go with our ABC razor. Again, this is really old, over 100 years old, maybe 110 years old, somewhere in that vicinity. And boy, that's very smooth. The St. James of London cream, really good stuff. You've seen it on my channels before. Again, if you're looking for older content, I have the iLather.com channel. You can go over there and see some of this older stuff. There's a lot of good information on that channel. I just decided to standardize on IMCDB, so that's where all the content is now. I had planned at one point to move everything over to IMCDB, but there's so many videos, that's a huge undertaking to re-upload everything to IMCDB, so I decided, well, I'll just leave the old channel up there. But there is some good information, so if you want to check it out, please feel free. And while you're at it, if you want to subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button and you'll know when the new material comes out, or it'll be in your YouTube feed anyway. We thank those who do. All right, really smooth shave here. This razor is old, but it does a great job. And pass number one was really, really nice. Stay tuned, we'll come back for pass two. All right, here we go. In talking with Tom last night, again, we were talking about St. James of London, and he was, it's like, I wonder why more people don't use this. And I was like, well, one might be awareness, they just don't know about it. Two, there's a stigma out there for some about using creams. They don't think it's, I don't know, they don't think it's particularly manly, easy for you to say, or what have you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using creams, folks. Creams are fine. They work just as well as soaps. There's no reason not to use them. Some people just prefer to, prefer a harder soap to lather from or whatever, but creams will get you to the same place. And a lot of times if you're struggling, creams are easier actually to lather. So, but they're not only for beginners. They're very good for shavers of any level of experience, and they do the same thing. There's, the main advantage in my view is they're just a little bit easier to lather, generally speaking. So don't shy away from creams just because you see everybody else using hard soaps. Most artisans, not all, most artisans don't make creams, so that might be another reason why we don't see creams used as much. We do see Taylor Bond Street, which is a very good cream, True Fit and Heal, which is a very good cream, Castle Forbes, and so forth. Castle Forbes is very good, but it's a little expensive in my view. I can't really justify the price, although it is quite good. But for my money, if you're looking for somewhere in the middle, Taylor Bond Street is at the inexpensive end of, the manufactured creams. St. James of London is in the middle, and Castle Forbes is sort of at the top in terms of price. True Fit and Heal also above St. James of London in cost. So St. James of London sits somewhere in the middle on cost, usually somewhere around 25 bucks for the glass jar. But it is very good stuff, so I would encourage you to check it out. If you see a scent you might think you like, the black pepper and lime's really good. This one I like. There's also a sandalwood that they have that's very, very good too. So check them out. If you're looking for a cream and have never tried it, I think you'll be pleased with the result. And the gentleman who runs it, Todd, super nice guy, lives up in the Chicago area. Really nice guy. I have not met him personally, although we've spoken on the phone. Really nice guy. All right, there we are for pass 2. Stay tuned. We'll come back for pass 3. All right, here we go, pass 3. By the way, I did a sort of an impromptu night before last Lather Demo because I'd received a number of emails earlier this week about lathering. So I had received that test soap, and I figured let's just, we'll do a lathering demo just to help people out. And I've done a number of them over the years. Anyway, I received several thank you emails yesterday over that. So thank you all. I do appreciate it. There's nothing better than being of service to people and helping a little bit. And so that's why I do this. It is rewarding to have helped folks. So I do appreciate your kind words. One guy who had been struggling wrote me a nice email and said, I'd been having, trouble, and I use your method, and darn if I didn't make the best lather I've ever made. So that's really nice, and it's really, those type of things are the reason we make these sort of videos, not only to spread the word about these great traditional shaving products, but also to help others. And that's really what it's all about. And we spend a lot of time making these videos, but the reward is that when people either discover something and they really appreciate it, and they let you know, that's when you know that you are doing your job, spreading the good word. When I first started making videos, I called myself the traditional shaving evangelist because I was evangelizing, for something I had discovered that I liked a lot. And of course, that's changed over the years, and I've settled in now on IMCDB because I figure it's just easier because I was going to have this channel anyway for other things like, political talk and just whatever I want it to be. And so I just sort of merged it into one, but really, really rewarding to be of service to folks. And I received a lot of help from people who have been doing it a long time when I first started as well. And so that's sort of the way we do it. We just help each other and do what we can, and we try to enjoy it. Of course, there are times where there's friction because people feel strong and passionately about certain products or brands. The brand warring is really one of the low parts of this hobby where people just fight over brands, and if they like this brand, then they can't like that one, and you know, that's kind of the sort of underbelly of the hobby, where there are factions who, you know, just hate this product, and they don't like people who use it or advocate for it. But you know, what are you going to do? All right. This is outstanding. Has been an outstanding shave. The cream was excellent. Everything was excellent. Let's come back and we'll do the post. Stay tuned. All right, and here we are with the Magic Made by Witches Thayers. And while we're putting this on, I want to follow up on something I was just saying there towards the end with respect to brand warring. There are certain brands that I don't use. It's a personal choice. And you sort of see them disappear from the channel. But I'm always very honest with folks when they email me. I don't get into the details as to why I don't use them, because I want them to make their own choice. But if they ask me if these products are quality products, if they are, I always say yes. I don't try to steer people away when they ask me about them. Now, if they ask me if I have a choice between X and Y, I'll go with the one that I personally use and feel is best. But I don't take the opportunity to, you know, steer sales away from people who want to use a brand that I don't use. I always tell them, and I have done this literally hundreds of times over the years, that they'll notice, they'll say, I notice you don't use brand X, and I'll go, I know I don't for personal reasons. However, a lot of people enjoy it. It is a good product. If I've had experience with it, I'll tell them, you know, try it for yourself, and then judge the vendor based on your own interaction with them. So that's what I try to say, as it applies to vendors that I don't use. By the way, I just slapped the aftershave on, didn't even say what it was. This is Stirling Blue, which is reminiscent of a polo blue. Really, really nice. Not 25, as I like to say. Well priced, great aftershave. A quick look at the products we use today. St. James of London, check it out. This is a really, really good performing cream. Usually somewhere thereabouts, 25 bucks. So more expensive than Taub's, less expensive than Truefit and Hill, Castle Forbes, and so forth. But a really good product. And if you haven't tried it and you want to try a good cream, I suggest you give it a go. The ABC razor, about 100 and let's say 10 years old, somewhere thereabouts. Really excellent, still works great. This was sent to me by Dawn, the Navy goat, a friend of mine, so thank you, Dawn. I need to call Dawn. I haven't talked to Dawn for a long time. And last but not least, we have our timeless lathering bowl here, which I'm getting ready to use for the head shave, as well as the InvaShave 8 ball, which is excellent brush. Again, best lathering bowl in the world, folks. All right. Thanks, as always, for watching. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You are not.